Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto YAHAWAH, BA'Hashem, YAHAWASHI, BA'Hashem, RUCHAGWADASH. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to my YAHAWAH who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawakub coming at you with another lesson. Isaiah chapter 42, verse 6. I, the Lord, have called thee in righteousness, and will hold thine hand, and will keep thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people, for a light of the Gentiles. All right. So today's topic is going to be about how we Israelites, or more specifically, the 1/3, the chosen, the elect, the hopeful elect of Israel, all right, are the light of the Gentiles. Okay, and basically, what does that mean? What does that entail? All right. Now, one thing to not get anything twisted is the fact that YAHAWAH BA'Hashem YAHAWASHI is our God, our power. Okay, there's not going to be any salvation at the end of the day. Is only for Israel. All right, where the heck is it? Luke chapter 1 verse 77, to give knowledge of salvation unto his people by the remission of their sins. So this is Yahawashi. Yahawashi was sent for his people. The Lord is only dealing with his people. All right. But the thing is, all right, and it's actually pretty sad that I have to make this whole like disclaimer and whatnot. But I just want to get to the lesson. If need be, then I will go into it. But the thing is, with the Israelites, us needing to be and go through all the places that we need to go to, all the stuff that we need to do on this side in this world. All right, there's going to be a lot of times where the Lord is going to give success or help out other people only because they are associated with Israelites. All right, and this is that understanding. Okay, and it's when people are submitting to Israelite men, that's usually when they are under the protection. It's like an umbrella. All right, let me also get this precept. No hedge. What the hell? There's nothing on. Bear with me. Let me get this. Fuck. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, that's okay. That's why. Slocky. All right. See, now I see. Okay. The old apocrypha stuff. This is why I hate this website. I like it because it's a lot easier. The search terms, it's more conclusive. Like if I type in a word, then it shows me the word that I look up. But for this, like the searching, that's why I don't use this. The search for this is just so dumb. So slocky about that. Hold up. Sirach chapter 36, verse 25, where no hedges, there the possession is spoiled, and he that hath no wife will wander up and down mourning. Okay, so with a man, all right, or in this context, a man is a hedge of protection for a woman. And this is in normal society. Entail an Israelite man or a man of the Lord, it just means that a normal man is a hedge of protection. This is in this, and this is common sense because women that are that have a man in their life. Okay, I would just say that, like, be it their father, a husband, brother, whatever. Okay, they don't have to. When they go out in public or whatever, if they are with that man is going to protect them. Like no one, and in addition to that, people are going to be less likely to attack them or try to do something onto them. And the thing is, even women that are married or with someone or whatever, when they go out in public, like to the grocery stores by themselves, then they're still targeted. But overall, their overall protection is improved when there is a man in their life, and people see that, okay, you know what, I've seen, especially with these stalkers, because apparently stalking single women is a very common thing. But that's just a whole nother topic. The main point is, this same way that a woman needs a man to be a hedge of protection, okay, from, like, I guess let's say other men, okay, heathens basically need a hedge of protection, which is YAHAWASHI to help them get through life. But the Lord is not going to go out of his way to protect them. The Lord only protects them when they are basically within the same vicinity. And the thing is, well, I have two separate instances or anecdotes. The first anecdote was, this brother had told me that he had just told me this story just yesterday. He went on this airplane, all right, and there was like heavy consistent turbulence for like 10 whole minutes, which that's actually a long time if you think about how consistent like the turbulence is going to be. And the pilot didn't say any he said words. He said, oh yeah, we're gonna be fine, this is normal and whatnot. But then, like, afterwards, like, he was being unprofessional. It's like, okay, he basically didn't really like try to diffuse the situation. People were panicking a bit, but the thing was, it's because that brother, who wasn't the truth, was on that plane, okay, because he was there, that the Lord was made it so that the things didn't escalate even further, or things didn't get worse, or that people did not die. It was just like that. It was a miracle from YAHAWASHI that the Lord protected and negated the turbulence, the winds, and all that stuff, the dangers that was basically imminent, that was the impending doom that was on its way, had the brother not been there. All right, but the thing is, like, if the brother wasn't there, like, the thing was, I think the brother said that he wasn't supposed. It's 50-50. Like, he kind of shouldn't have been on that plane, and then because plane, with that thing that happened, because he had no choice. He had to, he wasn't supposed to be on that plane, but he went on the plane, and because that happened, the Lord prevented anything from happening, and all those people that were on that plane were spared only because that brother was on the thing. And it's not because, and this is not out of a place of arrogance, all right, because it's just out of a place of understanding that the Lord is going to protect his people. Okay, think of this on the same way, like over here in Matthew chapter 8 verse 26. And he said unto them, why are ye fearful? Oh, okay, well, now let's 3. And when he was entered into a ship, his disciples followed him. So Yahawashi got on a ship. Okay, verse 24. And behold, there arose a great tempest in the sea, insomuch that the ship was covered with the waves, but he was asleep. Yahawashi was asleep. Verse 25. And his disciples came to him and awoke him, saying, Lord, save us, we perish. And he saith unto them, Why are ye fearful, O ye of little faith? Then he arose and rebuked the winds and the sea, that there was a great calm. But the men marveled, saying, What manner of man is this, that even the winds and the sea obey him? And the thing is, like, this is the thing, like, so if Yahawashi did not get on the ship, then who's to say that the people, the owners of the ship, okay, the people that were gonna sail it without Yahawashi, all right, and his disciples, they were just going to die, all right? Like this is the type of stuff that goes on. Okay, it's precisely because YAHAWAH, okay, is dealing with a select few, the elect, Yahawashi, all right. Then that's when he's going to interfere and, you know, put a stop to certain things. Okay, I'm telling you right now, like there have been times where it's like stuff seems like it's supposed to happen. Like, okay, well, like there's this one. Actually, you know what? Let me see something. Let me see if I can get it. Well, whatever. I'm just gonna stick to this. Basically, there have been times when stuff is supposed to happen, but the Lord basically intervened. There was also instances. Another anecdote is all throughout me for my what's the word? Academic career, being in college, being in high school, whatever, middle school, whatever. As far back as I can remember, most times when I would play in sports, team sports and whatnot, what else? And just any type of like academic games for fun or whatever. Most of the time, not all the time, but most of the times, I would win. There was even instance in one of my college classes where a teacher, one of my professors, had said only one person has won all of my extra credit game things. All right, and then immediately, I already knew ahead of time. I already knew because I was aware of that, like that. But the thing is, when I say this, that I'm not necessarily doing all that. I wasn't really the MVP in all those instances. It's just the fact that me being there is the Lord is giving victory to said team. All right, and this is how the Lord works in terms of, you know, this is how the Lord works in terms of protecting and looking after and giving victory towards his servants. All right, because, well, I will say I wasn't a servant at the time, but obviously, you know, the Lord dealing with us. All right, he's going to deal with us even back then and kind of guide our steps. All right, so, you know, that's just something. These are just some anecdotes that I wanted to, you know, show to display that the Lord is not only is the Lord dealing with us, but the Lord, you know, is basically protecting and helping those that associate under the umbrella of said Israelite person, that Israelite brother or sister that he's dealing with. All right. So the Lord, just like the Lord protected Yahawashi from the ship flipping over and turning over. Okay. He also in that same instance, he protected all those other people that weren't, you know, disciples, that weren't associated with Yahawashi. All right, it was like that, and this is how things go. The same way that the Lord protected the brother on the plane, and by proxy everyone else that was on the plane, only because that brother was on that plane. So the that the brother did not get on that plane. All right, the Lord could have just let the turbulence get worse, let the plane crash, let all those people die. Okay, but and even then he's lucky. He even said that even if the plane crashed, he felt like the Lord was going to make it so that only he survived. Like it was literally just that simple. It was literally just like that. All right, it's called YAHAWASHI, and I wholeheartedly believe that. I wholeheartedly agree with that as well. Like it is literally just like that. The Lord is only associating, protecting with His people. But when in order to, keep us safe and help us get through all these, maneuver through Babylon, there's just certain instances where certain things just can't happen. So the Lord stops something from happening. So He didn't let the plane crash so that the brother could get to his destination and whatnot. All right. I already read this, or did I not? I did. It's like, yeah. So now, another example of this, Jonah chapter 1 verse 4, example of evil from the Lord coming to judge someone and judging everyone else by being around them. All right, Jonah chapter 1 verse 4. But the Lord sent out a great wind into the sea, and there was a mighty tempest in the sea, so that the ship was like to be broken. So the Lord was wroth with Jonah, and as a result, He was going to destroy the ship that Jonah was on, because Jonah had disobeyed the voice of the word of the word of the Lord YAHAWASHI. All right, so now let's see. Jumping over to the point. Verse 6. So the shipmaster came to him and said unto him, What meanest thou, O sleeper? Arise, call upon thy power, if so be that Yahweh will think upon us, that we perish not. And they said, everyone to his fellow, Come and let us cast lots, that we may know for whose cause this evil is upon us. So they cast lots, and the lot fell upon Jonah. So basically, they're trying to figure out, okay, why is this happening? What's the issue? Okay, they're trying to ask YAHAWASHI, who's the cause of this storm, and by extension, who is creating this judgment, this calamity, to fall upon us. All right, and this is a very common thing, because and with how they casted lots. Okay, in addition to that, there's also the instance where I believe it was in, I don't know, is Old Testament, somewhere in the Old Testament, where some Israelites were taking spoils of war when they were ordered not to, and then because of that, the Lord was casting judgment on the entirety of Israel. But then when I forgot who was in charge at the time, but when whoever was in charge at the time found out and noticed, okay, why they slew the people that didn't listen, that they took the spoils when they weren't supposed to. All right, and then they returned the spoils, and then they apologized, made some sacrifice to YAHAWASHI in order to rectify the situation. And this is the thing, like when Israelites, specifically Israelites, are either going off, then the Lord's going to cast judgment or cast evil on people, and everyone around them, just because they're associated in some way, shape, or form. And then on the flip side, if the Lord is dealing with someone, the Lord is going to protect them. Why? Which is like why during Jacob's trouble, there's going to be a lot of heathens that are going to be looking for Israelites. Okay, but during that time, let me actually get this. What was it? Old. Famine. Amos, I guess. Amos. Amos chapter 8, verse 11. One chapter off, damn. Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, Yahawah, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and they shall not find it. In that day shall the Pharaoh. Okay, well, basically, yeah, this thing that's going to happen. And what's going to happen is, during the famine of the word, not only are the videos, all of these videos that you have that are attempting to edify, the lost sheep, all right. But not only are those videos going to get taken down and deleted off the face of the internet, there's also going to be either some way that all the Israelites are not going to be allowed to be out on the highways and byways anymore. All right. There's also going to be, or even then, if you do see, if you are able to find an Israelite that truth, the Lord's gonna make it so that they're not even gonna be able to talk or something like that. You never know how. You never know how it's gonna work. Maybe the Lord's gonna make it so that they don't have any advice to give you, or maybe it's gonna be a brother that isn't as good at teaching, because I know I'm not good at teaching. I'm not good at one-on-one teachings. I don't have the patience for it. So heck, maybe you might get me, and I'm going to be one of the worst teachers. All right, but the point is that through some way, somehow, the Lord's going to make it so that if you don't get this truth now while you can, you're going to be too late, and there's not going to be any opportunity for you to be in the know after everything pops off. Sluck. So going back, Jonah chapter 1 verse 8. Then said they unto him, Tell us, we pray thee, for whose cause this evil is upon us? What is thine occupation? And whence comest thou? What is thy country? And what people art thou? And he said unto them, I am an Hebrew, and I fear the Lord, the power of heaven, which made the sea and the dry land. So basically, YAHAWASHI, I fear Yahawah, the power of heaven, which hath made the sea and the dry land. Then were the men exceedingly afraid, and said unto him, well, basically, they got scared because they know of the fame of YAHAWASHI, all he did with Egypt and whatnot, and how the Lord guided the Israelites out of Egypt and helped the Israelites to defeat all of the all the nations that the Israelites had fought after Egypt. All right, so they know, okay, yeah, if it's YAHAWASHI, then yeah, I don't want to deal with it. It's like an extreme, a more extreme version of like saying like, oh, Mike Tyson is here to it just wants someone to fight. So then people run away from that and try to appease Mike Tyson in that type of sense, just on a carnal perspective. But with YAHAWASHI, it's a lot worse. All right. Continuing on, why hast thou done this? For the men knew that he fled from the presence of Yahweh, because he had told them. Then said they unto him, What shall we do unto thee, the sea may become unto us, for the sea wroth and was tempestuous. And he said unto them, Take me up and cast me forth, so shall the sea become unto you, for I know that for my sake this great tempest is upon you. And again, as I was speaking before, just the same way that the Lord protects and helps us get through, lets the men of the Lord get through certain things, just as the tempests, the winds that were on the ship that Yahawashi was on, okay, went away after Yahawashi rebuked them. Okay, it was only an issue because the Lord. It was only an issue. It was a non-issue when an Israelite or an Israelite, a man of the Lord, more specifically a man of the Lord, is in the mix, and their presence makes it so that it's not an issue. The Lord is wrath with them, then the Lord makes it an issue, and the Lord requires said brother or sister to repent of their wicked ways. All right, so you want to make sure that you're not getting on the Lord's bad side. All right, so that you're not like Jonah in this instance, so that you won't be cast into the sea for the Lord to judge you. Acts chapter 13 verse 47, For so hath the Lord commanded us, saying, I have set thee to be a light of the Gentiles, that thou shouldst be for salvation unto the ends of the earth. And also I want to get this, Isaiah chapter 14 from the top, For the Lord will have Isaiah chapter 14 from the top, For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And this is the big thing I want to talk about. If you remember, when Moses had led his people out of Egypt, okay, there was a mixed multitude. There were technically some Egyptians that had went with the Israelites, and as a result they were protected. But I'm not, again, I cannot stress this enough, because salvation is not for everyone, and just because there were some non-Israelites that were with them, it doesn't mean that the Lord's going to protect. The Lord's going to deliver non-Israelites. In this upcoming what's the word? Judgment, deliverance. All right. With when Yahawashi returns, he's not here. He's not going to be here for any, what's the word? Mixed multitudes. He's only here for the Israelites. All right. And again, going back into what I was saying, we are basically a hedge of protection. When these heathens, kind of acknowledge and recognize that they are below us, and that's where these protections come. This not understanding, but the mercy from Yahawashi comes and just says, okay, you know what? Because they're not giving my people any problems, I'll just let them be protected by proxy. Because if you imagine say for example, you an Israelite man is walking across the street, a busy street. He can make it on the other side if the Lord allows him to. But if a heathen man is walking right next to him, okay, the Lord can make it so that the heathen man gets hit, and then the Israelite man is still going to make it across the street. And that is nothing to the Lord. The Lord can do that, but it's simply because when these heathens are not, being problematic, and they understand and recognize, I'm a heathen and I'm below Israelites, and it is not in some sort of cuck type of way, but just at the same time acknowledging and recognizing, that the Lord is only dealing with Israelites. All right. Then the Lord's gonna have some form of mercy, not because He's having mercy upon them, but only because might as well just make the car not let the car get anywhere near that Israelite in the first place, so that it doesn't even become a whole issue. All right. And also even then there are also instances where let's say something like that could happen, then it's going to cause for that Israelite, because they're going to say, oh, why are you alive and why is he dead? And then they're going to get on Israel's ass for being alive. All right. Like, and that's not even an exaggeration. That's just how Babylon society works. They will try to find some way to pin some sort of blame on you. All right. But that's basically it. Now, finally, 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 14, for the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases, but Yahweh hath called us to peace. And this is the thing. This is when, say for example, you are with a man, an Israelite man that's in this truth is with a woman. Okay, it doesn't mean that just because a man is in this truth, technically, basically it's a passive ability. It's like a passive belief. That unbelieving woman, that unbelieving wife, she's either going to leave if she's a demon and she doesn't believe, she doesn't want to believe, or she's going to say, yeah, I'll tolerate you, I'll be around you. And then as time goes on, passively she's going to gain more and more, not necessarily tolerance, but more acceptance towards the truth. And she herself is going to kind of adopt maybe parts and pieces and bits of it, and eventually the entire truth. All right. So this is something that we need to be aware of, and like also have to be willing to kind of like, if they are problematic issues, which I'm not trying to be like some sort of marriage counselor. We just follow the scriptures as we see fit, and have spiritual discernment to know, okay, you know what, let me stick it out with her, or get her out of here and whatnot. All right, same thing with the man. All right, but you have to have that spiritual discernment. All right. That's basically, I think that's basically it. In that same sense of spiritual discernment, it's the same thing that goes with the heathens. The heathens being around us, if they are, submitting and kind of like adopting and accepting the truth, then when number one, most likely they might not even be a heathen. They might be a brother, or someone that looks like one of the diaspora. So there might be an Edomite looking person that is like, oh yeah, I believe the truth. And I actually saw that one time. I saw that one time with this brother, but he was like, everything he said was like, it like linked up with the truth. So I believe he might be a brother, just a diaspora. But like, that's the thing, like sometimes we never know. All right, but that's basically it. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto Yahweh, BaHashem, YAHAWASHI, BaHashem, RICANS, the bonds, the elders and apostles, a great millstone, a Bapa Ball, and Shalom.